Okay everyone, so this unit skill builder is all about finding the midpoint of 2 points or a line segment and practice finding the equation of the line. So first let's find a midpoint. So what is a midpoint? A midpoint is the point directly in the middle of 2 points, 2 given points. So the point in the middle of 2 points that we'll give you. So to find the midpoint when we give you 2 points, we have to find the x and y separately, and we do that by taking the averages of the x and y's that are given to you. So here are our 2 given points. F is 5, 3, and G is 11, 14. To find the midpoint, it's a coordinate pair, so let's find the x value first. So to find the x value, I need to take the average of my 2 given x values. So the x values I'm given are 5 and 11. So to find the average, I'm going to add 5 plus 11 and divide those numbers by 2, or I'll get 16 divided by 2 when I add the numerator, and that simplifies down to 8. So now the x value of our midpoint is going to be 8, the average of the 2 given x values. And to find the y value of our midpoint, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to average my given y values. So my first given y value is 3, and my second is 14. So to find the average, I'm going to add those, 3 plus 14, and divide them by 2. When I add, I get 17 divided by 2. And you could leave it like that, or I'm going to simplify it into a decimal, and that's going to be 8.5. So there's the y coordinate, and make sure you write it in a coordinate pair, and that is my midpoint. So now try a couple on your own. Next, we're going to practice more writing an equation of a line. We did this one of the first skill builders. So remember our equation in slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. In this problem, we're given the slope and 1 point on the line. So what is the equation of a line with a slope of 2? That's our m value. It goes through the point 10, 17. Now remember, this is an x and a y value. So 10 is going to be a given x value, and 17 is a given y value. We can go ahead and plug our m, x, and y into our equation of a line. So now I have 17 wherever I see y equals our slope 2 times 10, which is our x value, and I don't know b. B is what I'm trying to find, and it's the only variable left, so now all I've got to do is solve. 17 is going to stay the same. I'll multiply 2 and 10 to get 20 plus b. And the last step is subtract 20 from both sides. So now I have negative 3 equals b. I've got my b or my y-intercept and my m or my slope, and I could plug those two in because remember the final answer is the equation of the line. So my equation of my line is y equals 2x plus b, but my b is negative, so it's going to be minus 3. And that's my final answer. Now remember, when you're talking about lines that have that are parallel or perpendicular, parallel lines, remember, have the same slope, the same exact m value. The slopes of perpendicular lines are called opposite reciprocals. So the slopes are opposite reciprocals. Opposite means you change the sign. Reciprocals means you flip the fraction. So now you guys can try a couple problems finding the equation of a line when you have the slope and 1 point on a line. The last skill that we are going to solve for, that we're going to practice, on this skill builder is writing the equation of a line when I've got 2 points. So I'm still using y equals mx plus b. First, I've got to find my slope, m, by plugging the two given points into the slope formula. So I know my slope formula is the difference of the y's on top. So my y's are 3 and 6. So my numerator is going to be 3 minus 6 over the run, or the difference of my x's. My two x values are 8 and 4. So the denominator of my slope formula is going to be 8 minus 4. When I simplify, the top becomes -3. The bottom becomes +4. I can't simplify this fraction anymore, so that's my slope. Now we're going to do the same thing we did on the problem before, where we're going to find the equation of line using a slope, and one of the 2 points given, we could just pick whichever point we want. I'm going to use the point 8, 3. So now I'm going to plug in 3 for y in my equation. That's going to equal my slope, -3 divided by 4, times my x value, or 8, plus b. That's the thing I'm trying to find, the y-intercept. Now I've just got to simplify and solve. So I have 3 equals, let's multiply this fraction in 8. -3 times 8, that's going to be -24. If I divide that by 4, I get -6 plus b. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. When I solve, I get 9 equals b. Now I have my slope, I have my y-intercept. I'm going to plug them in to get my equation, which is my final answer. So I have y equals -3 over 4 times x, plus my y-intercept, which is +9. And that's my final answer. And now you guys can try one of those on your own.